Happy Halloween, YouTube! I'm Tim, and welcome to part 2 of my DVD update. It's just going to be all DVDs this time, and you'll see why in just a second. Got my other Amazon Prime order in. Mill Creek DVD set, 50 movie collection, Mad Scientist Theater. And you can see it's Bela Lugosi on the front from the movie The Ape Man, where he plays a mad scientist that's become part ape, and then you see a photo from the brain that wouldn't die. And now what they do is they give you a dozen or so DVDs. Well, it's 10 DVDs, where it's 50 classic sci-fi and horror movies spread over the 10 DVDs. Approximately 64 minutes, 11 minutes, color and black and white, contains material suitable for mature audiences only, not rated except where noted, 1.33 full frame, region 1 locked. Sinister scientists and their evil plans come to life in 50 classic films. Got The Amazing Transparent Man from 1960, The Ape from 1940, and that stars Boris Karloff, and The Ape Man from 1943, starring Bela Lugosi, and Adam Age Vampire from 1960, and it's the 69 minutes, so that's cut version. It's usually at least 86 to 87 minutes long. It's usually the standard US cut, but for some reason on these Mill Creek sets, seems they always put out a cut version, but I'll check the DVD sometime to see if it's still the cut version. I know in that Mill Creek Vampire 20 movie pack it was cut up. And then they got The Atomic Brain from 1963, and Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla from 1952, The Brain That Wouldn't Die 1962, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari from 1920, and that's silent, and The Corpse Vanishes from 1942, which also stars Bela Lugosi, Counterblast from 1948, Crimson from 1973, which stars Paul Naschy, Dead Man Walk from 1943 with George Zucco, and then Death Warmed Up from 1984, and that stars Michael Hurst, who played Aeolus on Hercules' Legendary Journeys. Yeah, that Death Warmed Up's either Australian or a New Zealand film. It has all these people talking in it with Aussie accents. And then The Devil Bat from 1940, which also stars Bela Lugosi. And then Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1920, just silent. And Don't Look in the Basement from 1973. The Drums of Jeopardy from 1931, which I don't think I've ever had that. Never owned it. And then Embryo, 1976, starring Rock Hudson. It's a modern-day version of Frankenstein. Never owned it on DVD. Frankenstein 80s, one I've had on DVD, 1972. Frozen Alive, 1964. The Head from 1959. Horror Express from 1972. That's one I've got on a few different DVDs. House of the Living Dead, I've got a few different versions of that. It's from 1974, and I Eat Your Skin, I've got a few different versions. That's from 1964. Invasion of the Bee-Girls, 1973. Shout Factory just put that one out on Blu-ray. They got an HD master from MGM, since MGM has the original film elements for that one, so this is just a cheap-ass one on here, no doubt. And then Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter from 1966. Killer Shrews from 1959, King of the Zombies from 1941, Kong Island from 1968, Lady Frankenstein from 1971. Well, it lists Joseph Cotten and Rosalba Neri, but in the US version of that film, she's credited under the pseudonym Sarah Bay. They've got a real name listed on the back. And then The Lucifer Complex from 1978, The Mad Monster from 1942, starring George Zucco, Man in the Attic from 1953, starring Jack Palance, and then Man-Eater of Hydra from 1967, starring Cameron Mitchell. That was on Elvira's movie Macabre back in the 80s. It was shown in drive-ins as Island of the Doomed. Yeah, I have a Sinister Cinema DVD-R of Man-Eater of Hydra. It has the Island of the Doomed title on the case, but it's a German language print that's widescreen and in English, but unfortunately that disc doesn't play all the way through since it got scratched. So it's probably just be another VHS rip. In this Mill Creek set, and then we've got Maniac from 1934, and The Manster from 1959, Mesa of Lost Women from 1953, and Metamorphosis from 1990. And I believe that's another one that Shout Factory put out on Blu-ray, Metamorphosis, and then Metropolis from 1927, it's a silent movie. And then we've got The Monster Maker from 1944, and Nightmare Castle from 1965, Panic from 1982, which I don't think it ever got shown in theaters, it just went straight to home video, and then was shown on USA Network Saturday Nightmares. And then The Phantom Creeps from 1939, starring Bela Lugosi, and Phantom from 10,000 Leagues from 1955. And then we have Revenge of Dr. X from 1970. There's one that I believe was meant to be shown in theaters, but it went straight to video. And then we got Shadow of Chinatown from 1936, starring Bela Lugosi. And then Son of Ingagi from 1940. And Teenage Zombies from 1960. Torture Ship from 1939. And The Wasp Woman from 1959. So they give me a code to redeem on Mill Creek site, and then they give me digital copies I can watch off the Mill Creek website, or I can watch the movies on the Mill Creek Roku app. So it's 50 sci-fi and horror movies involving mad scientists. And Son of Ingagi is one that's an old African-American cast movie. Has a mad scientist that's not only an African-American, but also a middle-aged woman. So it's just 50 movies, and I'll open this sometime soon. I want to check out the print of Man-Eater of Hydra. I'm assuming it's just videotape sourced copy. So that's all I had to show off this time. Hopefully by Friday I'll get a DVD Blu-ray combo in the mail. So, till then, this is the end of part 2 of my DVD update, being old DVDs this time. So I'm Tim, and thank you for watching my update video.